The Muny in Forest Park.
Hi, good evening. Welcome. My name is Mike Isaacson. I'm executive producer of the Muny, and we are here at the PNC Arts Alive Corner. We've done a series of conversations with many of the artists and creative talent who come to the Muny and work. And we get to do this with you, and as you can tell, they're being taped, and we put them on the web. And tonight we're going to talk to Chris Bailey, who is actually maybe 2 hours ago, right where you are. He is our choreographer for West Side Story, which opens next week. So the first question, Chris, why don't you talk in the most general sense, explain to everyone, what does a choreographer do? What is your job and responsibility?
Okay, that's kind of huge. So on a practical sense, I make up and create all of the dance steps you'd see in a show. But in a more sort of, it's such a broad question really. On a show, you generally have a script that deals with what everyone's going to say, and it has stage directions of what everyone's going to do, and it gives you the story. And then what we do is we get to an emotional level in the play where we need to go past words, and we need to dance about what we're feeling. And I have to actually write a physical script of how we tell a physical story, and then I have to teach that to the dancers and create something from scratch normally. Sometimes you can have a great idea, or sometimes you need, at the end of one scene, you need to get to the next scene, and you have to bridge somebody's journey. You have to fall in love, but maybe between the end of one scene and the start of the next, and you need to tell that story and physicalize it and hopefully make it glorious to watch.
That's great. So you're working on West Side Story, and West Side Story, as many of you may know, comes with some iconic choreography that was originally created by Jerome Robbins, who is one of the masters of the American musical theater. So Chris has been studying that work and figuring out how to adapt it for our Muny production in the Muny stage. So why don't you share with us your immersion into West Side Story and what that has been like for you?
Well, first of all, if those of you that know the show, it's one of the most incredible dance shows. It's one of the most incredible shows, iconic. It's stood the test of time. One of the reasons why it is usually done and should be done with original choreography is because it's quite perfect. The collaboration between choreography and music, Bernstein and Robbins, is seamless. It's probably the best sort of link of music and dance emotionally. You can watch West Side Story and block your ears, and it can be incredible. And you can close your eyes and listen to West Side Story. It can be incredible, and you can understand exactly what is the story that's being told. So I've kind of like immersed myself. We have this incredible dance Bible book that has all the steps written down that somebody painstakingly wrote down. All the steps from the choreography. We were trying to figure out when it was done. We think after the 1980 revival, which Jerome Robbins had a heavy hand in, he directed, and we have this book, and then we have the movie, and then there are all sorts of videos of the 1980 revival, of the current the revival that was just on Broadway, of some touring productions. And what we do is we look at all of those versions, and then we go back to the book being like, that is the base, that's the truth of everything. And then we can sometimes see quite clearly why certain things were done a certain way, because steps change, different productions, things are subtly different, either look differently or on different counts and different legs. And you can see generally through each production why. Like on the movie, you can see they did it because of a camera shot. Or you can see on a certain set, they did it because the stage was too thin. We can kind of do beautifully what it was originally, because we have all this width on the Muny stage, so we can dance until we can just keep dancing. It's brilliant. We don't have to make many adjustments at all. It's just going back to the truth of it. One of the main things, though, about the book, it has these incredible kind of like forewords by Jerome Robbins, talking about each routine, what it should be, what it shouldn't be, the pitfalls, and the main, I think the second sentence is, Mr. Robbins would like to see the intention behind the step and not the step itself. Sometimes some choreographers want to see steps, because a lot of it's based on ballet, so a lot of technical steps involved, and some people want to see the step done beautifully with great line and great technique, and sometimes it's cleaned at the expense of kind of the passion. And I'm a big believer in the passion behind a step. So the technique of a step is there, and we have these incredible dancers that are kind of born with it, and they've been training for years, that the technique is always going to be there, and I want the passion of the step and the truth of the step and the acting beat of the step to be first and foremost. And I think that's how Mr. Robbins wanted it too. So I've been learning the whole show kind of from scratch, because I never did the show. I love the movie. I've seen the musical a few times, and I've always been thrilled by it. It's an incredible piece of theatre. And I've learnt it all. And I have this incredible assistant, Beth Crandall, who's done 7 productions, and she is herself an encyclopedia of West Side Story. And I've just tried to take the steps and tried to be as Jerome Robbins as possible about it all, and think why he originally done a step, and then hopefully giving it back to these folks as he intended originally.